Back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Roger Holmes, who's taking on longtime Washoe County District Attorney Dick Gammick.
Now, Roger, you have promised that if elected, you would not make traffic stops in your county vehicle, which you say Mr. Gammick does on a regular basis. Could you explain what you believe Mr. Gammick's actions are in this case?
In traffic stops, I do know that he does it on a very regular basis. Especially, I have a lot of friends in the Sparks Police Department. They tell me about women coming in to make complaints with tears pouring down their face. Very upset. There's been complaints made to virtually every law enforcement agency about it. There's nobody to review him making those traffic stops. It's illegal to do that. You can't do it. He is not. It's
Well,
very.
he's not a policeman. How does
Exactly.
How does he write? Can he write tickets or?
Well, he does, but there's nobody to stop him because the one that's supposed to stop him is him. The law is very specific in Nevada. Peace officers are the only ones that can do that. And the reason is if you have a complaint against a policeman that you feel treats you badly during that traffic stop, there is a remedy. You can talk to his supervisors, go to internal affairs, and have it taken care of, and that keeps police officers in line, with good reason. And in this set of events, it doesn't happen, and I've just heard so many stories about that.
Okay, you have also been critical about the way Mr. Gammick deported himself in the or acted in the Darren Mack double murder case, which you know was big news all over the nation. Could you explain yourself on this?
Well, what happened on Darren Mack's case is, like, Mr. Gammick admitted that he was helping Darren Mack on both his first divorce and his second divorce. Now, what the district attorney is helping a multimillionaire on his divorce for, I don't understand. But also, after Darren Mack commits these crimes against two different people, virtually the first phone call he makes is to the district attorney. And then, on top of that, Mr. Gammick knew that he had a letter from Scott Freeman, do not talk to my client. And that is law enforcement 101. You know, prosecutors get calls all the time from defendants saying, I'd like to talk to you about your case, and the first thing you say is, I'm not your friend, I'm not on your side, talk to your lawyer, either get one or when you get one, talk to them. But this was, and the judge ruled against him, and Mr. Gammick says, well, I just disagree with the judge, but it's just Constitution 101.
Let me ask you this. Where does Darren Mack reside currently?
Ely, in the maximum security prison.
So it worked?
What did?
That law enforcement and the criminal justice system put a murderer in jail.
But not with the help of that, because one of the things that happened is there was so much publicity because of these sorts of antics that this case had to be moved to Las Vegas, a tremendous cost to the taxpayers, and it's only the second time in the history of the state that a murder case has been moved. The last was in the 1800s, and you know, from Winnemucca to Reno, and we had to pay for that.
Now, Roger, according to statements attributed to you, you've mentioned that the Reno News and Review noted that Mr. Gammick has been, quote unquote, become a junior J. Edgar Hoover, keeping files on potential enemies for decades. Could you explain this?
Well, that was a statement that they made, but it's clear that happened. Yeah,
do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I do. Clearly, simply because the Judge Perry case. Judge Perry, the allegations against Judge Perry were kept for clearly for 23 some odd years. They were brought out in an effort to have one of Dick Gammick's people elected to Judge Perry's spot, and that were allegations about Judge Perry's alleged drug use 23 years before, where he wasn't prosecuted. There wasn't enough evidence to go after him, and yet 23 years later this surfaces. And so who knows who else he has files on. I'm sure he
now, Mr. Gammick is on this show has been a strong opponent to any legalization of marijuana. Would you be in favor of easing the laws on marijuana or making it legal across the board in Nevada?
My position on marijuana is it's up to the legislature. I'm the executive branch. If they decide that it's going to be legalized, it's going to be legalized. My concern, personally, though, is we have tremendous problems with the kids dropping out of school. Marijuana is one of those drugs that, from my experience, I don't smoke it, but what I've seen in the system is that it destroys motivation in kids, and anything that'll keep kids in school, I'm for. Another thing is the DUI enforcement, because that's I'd be very concerned that people using marijuana legally, if they use it more, that we'd have more DUIs. As you know, the Gazette-Journal, your paper, did a huge report on DUI sentences here in Washoe County, that we give lighter sentences than they do in Las Vegas. I used to do a lot of DUI enforcement prosecution from 1992 well past 2002, and we had a great program. We got great sentences in that program, and it's been done away with. Now the rookies do those cases. They get very minimal sentences on those cases, and those are the kind of cases that will kill you or me, because DUI drivers are totally indiscriminate.
Okay, unfortunately we're out of time. Are you willing to debate District Attorney Gammick on the program? Okay, and we will of course have him back on the program to defend the accusations you've made. Thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Let's go over the costs one more time. There's the hearse and the limousine, the casket and the vault, the flower arrangement, the organist, and our services here at the funeral home. So, here's the grand total. Did your mother have insurance?
It all adds up so fast. The costs of a funeral and burial, many of them unexpected, can place a heavy burden on your family. Physicians Life Insurance Company would like to make this difficult time easier for your loved ones. Just call this number to get free information on our guaranteed life insurance. If you're 45 to 80, you are guaranteed up to $10,000 of coverage designed to help your loved ones with the expenses they'll face. No medical exam, no health questions, no hassles. Plus, your coverage can never be canceled because of your age or health. It's lifelong security that's simple and straightforward. And to make things even easier for your family, we'll also send you this Final Wishes Planner free. This valuable guide puts all your personal information and last wishes in one place, saving your family from a long and confusing search. The details in this planner will ensure your wishes are known and help lift a burden from your loved ones. Physicians Life Insurance Company has been protecting hardworking families like yours for nearly half a century. We listen, we care, and we deliver on our promises. So call this number to get your free information kit and Final Wishes Planner directly by mail. There's no cost or obligation, and the planner is yours to keep no matter what. Remember, a little planning now can make a big difference for your loved ones later on. Call now.
To get your free information kit and Final Wishes Planner, call toll-free 1-800-230-9172. 1-800-230-9172.
This segment is brought to you by the Whittemore Peterson Institute, where today's discoveries are tomorrow's cures.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. On the next broadcast, $1.5 million so far in his campaign. John Chachis will be here as he runs for U.S. Senate, plus GOP consultant Dick Watt.